Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first show of Conscious Parenting, another portion of Goodbye Bullshit, Hello Happiness. I have three fabulous women with me. There's a fourth one as well, but she's not going to be here today. And excuse the noise in the background. That's Chewy. Most of you know about Chewy, so just ignore him. Thank you guys again. These wonderful women are majority single parenting it, except Deanna. And we all have one kid each. And I think, Angelique is the one with the girl. The rest of us have boys. And we all have different ways that we have parented our kids. Um, some of us have had, I don't even know if I want to use easier kids or not, but we've just had our own challenges and our own ease and our own way of going through life. And these conscious parenting shows, I wanted to be a guide for other parents out there, for you guys to know you're doing your best. Relax, chill. You are doing your best. You love your kid, and therefore you're doing your best. And if there's any takeaways from how we've done it that helps you, go for it and let us know how it helped you. So, with that, I am going to, let's see, start with Elle since she's on top of the screen. Elle, let the people know who you are, introduce yourself, your kid's name, and whatever else you want to share with the audience.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I am the mama to a 19-year-old boy. He just turned 19 in April. His name is Zane. He's kind of just sunshine and air to me. So I'm one of those moms. He went off to college last year, so he just finished his freshman year of school. So I am relatively new to empty nesting, and also really learning a lot about the transition of parenting a child as an adult. So more than just cutting the cord, I'm in a season where I'm learning who I am now,
Mm-hmm.
as not just focused on parenting at home, but what else I want to be in the world, while getting to know him and allowing space for us to kind of take different paths. So I'm looking forward to this. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Hilary, you're up.
Yes, hello, I'm Hilary. Ditto, thank you for having me. I have a 16 and a half year old, and then probably at that age, you should stop counting the half years, I'm guessing. So he'll be 17 in October. Elle, I'm wishing I could cut the cord right now. So those are the challenges I'm facing. He is occasionally sunshine and air, and occasionally a little bit of gravel and low-lying dirt.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that we prep so much for the baby and toddler years. We've got all the books and all the rest of it. And um, at this point, and I said this to him just the other day, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. You're growing a whole lot faster than I am. And so I need to kind of keep up with you. And the culture now is so different than how I grew up that I can't do it the same way.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Deanna.
Hi, everyone. My name's Deanna, and I am a mom to an 18-year-old, just turned 18, Elijah. I know. I am about to go. I'm smack dab in the middle of Elle and Hilary. So this is kind of interesting now that I'm thinking about it. So I am, watching my child begin to graduate and get ready for graduation, get ready to go off to college, prepare myself for that, being that empty nester. Um, and I just thought, just the point that Hilary made about there is no book. I think even more so at this age, even if you read books about teens, which can be helpful, our kids are so unique and so different. And I'm finding that I did it backwards in terms of I had the opportunity the last 4 years to spend more time at home, I'd say, working out of the home and just at home with my child than I did when he was little. It's the opposite of what I wanted, but I think the universe had it turned out the perfect way, because I have an opportunity to be present for a child that is, we only have one, my greatest joy, deeply thoughtful, quiet with me and his dad, but then, he's got this amazing sarcastic wit that I only hear with his friends because, we were like, you got to be respectful to your parents and, all the stuff we kind of let go of now, but that's how we initially raised him. So long story short, I'm getting to know him for who he is rather than him as an extension of me and his dad. And that is way interesting. Would love for him to share more of that. And just afraid I don't want to miss anything, either anything that he needs. We've had our, but I also don't want to miss any of the good stuff either. So that's me.
Nice. I think everybody knows more about me and Ilya, but I'll give you guys a little bit more. Ilya, everybody knows that I refer to him as my kryptonite, because that's exactly what he has been in my life. He came to challenge me in every single way. He is the reason why I did this work, and I am doing this work to basically clear my shit out so he didn't have to carry any of it. And also, he challenges me on being a mom. I mean, I relate to all you guys, and mostly Hilary, that there are, yes, he is sunshine, and then he can be like, and then I remind myself, he's teaching me something in this moment. What is it that I'm being taught right now? And he has made me go much faster, much higher, because I think, as you all mentioned, kids this age, I mean, I think even I want to say I made the mistake of looking at books when he was born and talking to people, and I was trying to follow those things. And at some point I said, no, this is what's wrong. I'm trying to follow what these people are saying rather than what I think needs to be done and what he is showing me he wants from me. So the best thing I did was throw all the books out, throw all the advice out. And I said, okay, let's start from the beginning now. And what do I see that you need? You tell me what you need, and let's work on this. And all of them, they're unique kids, and they are moving way faster than any of us did. I don't know. I think social media has a lot to do with it. I know it's just who these kids came to be. It's not, different generation, different times, and cutting the cord. I think, Hilary, you mentioned it. Cut it. I actually, no, I'm being serious. Yeah. I've done cut the cord ceremony with Ilya several times because as a cleansing for both of us, because it's just, we get into these, and I think Deanna, you said it too, that we get into these habits with them and they're shifting, and we're like, being dragged sort of by this thing. I was like, oop, nope, all right, let's cut it. If we need to reestablish this, we'll reestablish it when we're more in line. But right now, one of us is getting dragged and tossed, and can't do it this way. So thank you, ladies, all of you, for being here, to be willing to share your stories and giving your guidance and being truthful and honest in what's going on with your lives. So I want to know, like I said, one of the best things I found out that I did was throw the books out. So for you guys, each one, what was the best thing you would say so far has been the best parenting tool or technique that you've had? Go for it. Anyone.
Does wine count?
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
No, wine has saved my son's life.
There you go.
Especially when you're a solo parent, because you're in it and there's no referee coming.
Right.
And sometimes it takes a beat before you can count to 10 and da 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 da. And when they're in that tweener and teen stage, they don't always leave the room. And they think they're defying you, but they don't realize they're risking their own well-being.
So I have to share a funny story with that.
Real thing.
So I drink wine. I used to drink wine on pretty much every single night. I would have a glass of wine. Then it slowed down, and now I don't drink it as much. And I was telling Ilya, "Hey Ilya, even that few glasses a month, maybe I don't even want to drink that." He's like, "Mom, I love you, but I need you to drink your wine for my own well-being."
Oh.
Those times that you want your wine, please drink your wine. I'm like, touche, yes indeed. Nailed it, yes. So they know we need the wine.
That was awesome. I've taught my son how to pour the wine for me appropriately. So yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's like, Mom, here you go. I think you need this.
Yeah,
Before I start, I think you need this.
And I taught my son, though, don't fill the glass. The serving's only 45 ounces.
Yes. We call it a penny glass in my house, which is my mom's name, because she pours her wine like up to the top of a penny glass.
It's
My
real.
mom can tune in.
I'm so glad you said that, Hilary, because people need to know. And Deanna, at this time last year, a lot of wine was being enjoyed. When I was in that college admission graduation,
yeah. No, that's all coming. And it's funny, like it is, Atusa probably could attest to. I used to be like, thou shalt not drink wine, kind of like I just would not touch it. But the last 4 years, I have come to appreciate the relaxation afforded one, and just the ability for it to ground you back in yourself after you jumped out. And oddly enough, I mean, when Tusa talked about easy kid, hard kid, in many ways, Elijah's been what I would call an easy kid, which in some ways is what worries me, because I want to know what's under there, because everybody's got ups and downs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I need the wine to ground me back in myself, because as he's grown, I've had to rediscover that line where he needs to own his stuff and me not run in there to try to fix it, and he doesn't want me to either. So it's not just to try to make it right, to try to make it perfect, okay, you doing this, now don't get me wrong, for scholarship time, I was like, okay, you doing this? Excuse me, you doing this? Excuse me. But literally just the other day, I mean, and Elle, you probably will relate to this. He's about to go to college. I won't say where. I'm happy with it. And I got an email about, it's time for them to register for their classes. And here I am doing my little mommy thing. Like, so what are you taking? And, have you responded to that email? And he looked at me. He was like, Mom, step out. And I was like, excuse what? Excuse you? What? He was like, Mom, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but step out. It's mine now. I get of course, that she's his aunt, so she's biased. I'm just going to say for the world that Atusa knows him very well, and she's clapping for his behalf. But I mean, that was a moment. He's 18. The email was to him. I'm not sure why it came to me, probably because I've been, and I needed something. Probably a bottle of wine would have been great, just to remind me it's going to be okay. I have had 18 freaking years, and I told him this, of keeping him safe, right? From every little thing. That's what a mama does, including yanking them up when they need to be yanked up to keep them safe too, right? It's both. And then we're told in a moment to say, here you go, you good, peace out. It's not really quite that, but I was in my feelings yesterday, just for the record. So I was in my feelings. So yeah,
So-
wine would have been good. Wine would have been good.
So for everybody that watching, wine as a meditation, I've actually talked about it in several videos. So wine as a meditation tool, use it. It's just that, as you're doing your little thing, opening up the bottle of wine and smelling it, enjoying the sip, trust me, even that glass will last you for a long time, and you connect to it, it's going to feel good, it's going to relax. So when you need it, and if it feels good to you, go for it. There is no shame or guilt about it. Enjoy every sip of it. And I think the reason I call Ilya my kryptonite is because I think he's pushed me to release those things much sooner than when he goes to college. I think I'm like ready. I'm like, yeah, we're good. You go, peace out. Not peace out completely, but definitely, because that cutting of the cords and letting him know that he's safe. He's safe. He gets to choose. And you don't like an experience, choose different. It's not my life, it's your life. I cannot see it. I cannot be there to look at what you're looking at. My advice is my advice. Take it or leave it. But when something happens, don't come to me and say, well, can you come fix it? Because I'm here. I'm going to cheer you on, say, yay, you can do this. But you got to clean your mess. So
Yeah, and I love all this. And I have a kid who, it's a struggle right now to feel that I can cut that cord to let him clean up his own mess, because he's engaged in some risky behaviors. And I know you're aware. And so I struggle a lot with, what is that line? Like, where can I step back and where do I need to lean in? And, his dad and I, we're very good friends and we parent really well together. We have struggled even on the school front, because both of us were very focused students, and we have a very creative kid who's not a big school fan unless it's something he's interested in. So we've really had to we used to like you were saying, Deanna, well, did you do this? What is that? You're da, 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 da. And this semester we've stepped back and the results have not been positive, and it's been hard. It's been really hard.
It is hard. Honestly, I mean, like, if you think I'm making it sound easy again, some of it, Deanna's been there.
Yeah.
No, it's been a emotion. This is the first year after 14 years that I've been telling people I'm coming up for air. I'm actually coming up for air and saying we made it. Because 14 years, all his emotional stuff was on me. Like, I had to be this big presence and hold the space. At the beginning, when I tell you I was following those rule books, because everything was about, like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to show them this and that. And I was doing all that. I'm like, no, it's not working. None of that is working with this kid. And when I stopped and I tuned in to what feels good to me and tuned into him, then I was like, okay, I need to let go. I need to let go, but not and you're right. It is not fully letting go and say, I don't care. It means I care. I love you. My hands are here. I've got this big space, so, if you fall, if anything goes wrong, I've got your back. And me having your back sometimes means I'm going to come, hold your hand. You can lean on me. Or it's going to be that I'm telling you, you got this. You got to clean it up. It's not mine. Yeah. But, and it's a dance. It's a dance that you're doing with them. But to be honest, it's been extremely, extremely, extremely challenging. I mean, I pretty much cut off from everybody because I couldn't even invite people to my home. I could not leave him with anybody and go out. I it was a constant thing that I had, because I had to check, where is Ilya at, and can I have somebody in my house? Or what if there's somebody that comes and then Ilya's in one of his places, and then I got to say, hey, you need to leave, because this is, or you can just stay here and watch, whatever you want. But yeah, I understand it is challenging, and God bless him. There is no rule book.
No.
Yeah.
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 You're
When my
you're
son
all
was
doing your
about
best.
14 to 16, I remember wondering if we were going to come through it.
Okay.
And I had kind of a backward situation. My son presents to everyone else as an easy child,
Mm-hmm.
and is not acknowledging the massive investment that I have put into him seeming easy. Because what was actually happening is I was meeting his needs. It was not easy. I was just investing on the front end.
Mm.
But then when he got in that 14 to 16 window, the challenges with his dad, challenges with my family, who all parented from a different value system, were threatening an already difficult time for him. He had had health challenges, which then affected his memory. He was an extremely bright child, which can swing both ways. Because when you're one parent and you're exhausted, really bright kids can get ahead of you quickly. So I remember that season where it was like, I want to let him sometimes rest in his own consequences.
Yeah.
But when he's out here potentially making choices that could cost him a future he is not even cognizant of yet, mama got to be on that.
Yeah.
Because if I am to protect him, I'm not just protecting him right now from trouble with a principal or being on time or making the grades, but I don't want him to get into any situation that would threaten what he has now, which is the opportunity to go to college. And I remember being on the fence. I don't want a helicopter, and I want life to be able to teach him, but I still need to be in a space where if I got to catch him quickly before penal systems or really bad grades or all these things that are around him could get to him.
Yep.
I remember that window, so I do not want you all to think that I was there too. And I think when I say that people thought my child was easy, what is easy about him? His beauty. He's extremely self-aware and has a capacity for self-correction that I think is beyond his age. So, catching him enough, he didn't bust his head completely, but I did have to catch him a couple of times. And then with time, he matured and he started realizing that this is not the life he wanted. But that could have swung the other way, and we could be here with him 19 years old and me still holding that same space of trying to cover him from life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My experience has been a little different. And again, for anybody out there, this is the beauty of parenting. You guys got to do you. You guys got to do you and what works for your kids, and listen to them. And like I said, dance with them and flow with them. Because for me, Ilya was going through so much stuff that I had to take that the grades thing out of him and say, I don't care, dude. As long as you're doing your best, and I know you're doing your best, and you know you're doing your best, we're good. And so he used to not have good grades, and we changed it and shifted, to us even changing his school for him to see, no, I am smart, for him to get that confidence that I'm smart, I can do this, I can get good grades if I want to. But with Ilya, he's the kind of child, if you push him someplace, he's going to not just push back, he's going to kick you to the curb and say, no, I'm doing my way. But now he went from a kid that said, I'm definitely not going to college. Get that out of your head. My grades I'm going to be a C student. C is good. And I agree with him. I said, you don't want to go to college? Don't go to college. I don't care. You want C's? C's are good with me. As long as you're happy with the C, I'm happy with the C. To now somebody that's getting, like, this year, he's getting A's and B's, and he's talking about college.
Yeah.
But if I had pushed him, he would have like not gone there at all.
It's funny what you just pointed to. So the things that keep bouncing in my head as I listen to you, ladies, is that dance with your child and the ability at some point to trust yourself with what you think is needed in the moment. It's great to have all the advice, but at the end of the day, you're still that person in that child's life, trying to do your best to guide them, keep them safe, and give them the opportunity to grow and own it's their life journey at the end of the day anyway. I remember telling my son once, hey, I'm sorry. It was something I didn't think was a great example as a parent. And I said, hey, I'm sorry, about behaving such and such a way. And he said, what are you apologizing about? And I said, I don't want you to learn that from me. And he said, Mom, you don't know what I'm going to learn. I could learn not that from you. So we think we're in some sort of control. In reality, we're not. At the end of the day, the only thing we have is what feels good here in our heart to do. And we got to trust that and move out. It doesn't mean we're going to make mistakes or what we would deem a mistake after the fact. If it turns out well, we wouldn't even call it a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is just the differences among just our four, kids here, let alone anybody that might be listening in. And that wonderful word dance, it's fluid and it's not static. And there's not a single thing that any of us can point to and say that was, maybe there's a turning point, don't get me wrong, but that we can say that was the thing that I did and he's this way or she's that way as a result. No, that kid came here with their own stuff, with their own journey, with their own challenges, and we're here to be present and to offer what we can, which is not always as much as we'd like, to whatever that journey is going to be. And there was another point, but at this age, I won't blame it on my age, but it goes. So maybe it'll come back at the end of the day. What I'm hearing and loving on is the nuance difference of our kids and what they need and when they need it. And I too, my child I'm going to brag a little bit, just got a 4-year scholarship, fully paid for. Okay. It had nothing to do with me. I mean, really, he refused to let me look at any essays, nothing. Nice. And he was in middle school and early high school, okay with C. If he didn't like the class and if he didn't like the teacher, oh, God bless. How many times have I called my girl talking about, he's getting Fs. What am I going to do?
That makes me feel better. Yeah.
No, it is a thing. And I think some would be generationally, no offense to try to loop them all in together, but I hear this over and over again. He was getting Fs and As in other classes. And so I remember it shifted like, kind of like what Elle was saying, maybe junior year. I mean, his grades weren't horrible all along, but there were these big ups and downs. And it mattered to him, the experience that he was having in the class. I was taught, you go in there, you study your A off, your ass off, and you get good grades and you'll be successful. So he finally had taken all these hard classes, like AP classes, computer science, whatever, and got great grades. And I'm up here all puffed up saying, you see what happens when you study and you put in the hard work? Look at you. And he looked at me and he was like, Mom, I liked my classes.
Yes.
And I was like, it's just different than our generation and what we were taught and what we accepted. They are motivated by something different. And I'd be lying if I say I figured it out. Even now, as my child heads to college, I'd be lying as I said I figured it out. And I'm grateful to have women like you. I mean, Atusa has been a godsend to me, if only as a sounding board, to point me back to, are you in you?
I just keep pulling her back.
Back from the edge.
Come back.
She's been phenomenal at that. But to say that any of us, even for quote unquote easy, Elle, you brought up a good point, and both you, Hilary, just did, and Atusa, it is what it is. The freaking journey is what it is. We ask for it, we love it, and at the same time, we need that wine. Sometimes.
That's right. And
to
Yeah.
deal with the reality of being a parent, especially today. At
Yeah.
any time, but especially today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to bring it back, Atusa, because Deanna, you said you were talking about, guidance or advice.
Yeah.
Something that I didn't realize until later, but is to be present. That would be my advice: to be present, to be where your feet are in that moment. It is hard.
Yes.
My advice, kind of like my breakthrough, everything changed for me as a mother when I realized the universe gave me that one child because they believed I could have an expertise on this one human being.
Mm,
And I'm very cognizant in my spiritual life, but in the upbringing of my child, and I'm trying to heal a lot of generational patterns
Amen.
and alter the trajectory
yeah.
of how we do this, which means I have to push back a lot of times. And my response to people when they had criticisms or judgments, especially unsolicited, would be this one person is trying to be an expert on that one child.
Mm,
That's my job.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
If I get it wrong, I did it in love, and that I can sleep with.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me goosebumps. I love that.
Yeah.
But I had
yeah.
to, that was his gift to me, was teaching me how to roar. I couldn't roar for myself a lot of times, but for him, because I just love him, some things would get very clear to me. And so I got a voice that I didn't have before because it was the love for him. And so I consider that part of my own personal growth. But I swear, that's what I tell a lot of parents. It's like, just get in your zone of genius with your children or your child and stay there and let the rest, fall away. It changes everything.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
And I think, I say Ilya is my kryptonite, but every kid is your kryptonite.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you guys have the kids that you do. And that's why conscious parenting, because you understand, you guys, you ladies, and you people out there listening, parents, you are, those kids came to you for a reason. You guys are the parents for a reason. And that's the beautiful dance that you guys are going to do. And I think we all are saying the same thing. As long as you love your kids, you're present for them, you're going to be doing your best. And yes, for sure, you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is no problem with making mistakes. And ask for forgiveness. Go out there when you do something, say, sorry, dude. There's some random times, I go just say, hey, sorry. And it's like, for whatever I may have consciously or unconsciously have done or said, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best.
Yep.
You don't come with a rule book, and I'm doing my best.
Yep.
So all good stuff. Thank you all. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, beautiful ladies, for sharing your experiences. Remember, we're going to be doing this every month, and hopefully next time you guys get to meet Angelique as well. And go have a glass of wine tonight and relax and enjoy and meditate with your wine.
Love it. Love it.
Atusa said so.
Yeah. Just one glass. I don't want to be getting any emails or comments later. You told me to drink a bottle of wine.
That's right. You did. This big.
Yeah, just one glass. And now
No penny glass.
Not a penny glass. Exactly. Not a penny glass. Just a regular glass, y'all. Love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Come back next month.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
You ladies, stay on.